Hello, and welcome back to the American Fan Football channel, where we discuss everything related to the Premier League, Champions League, and everything else in the beautiful game. So today, I was thinking we were going to talk about Chelsea again, and this is a subject I've wanted to talk about for a long time. And we're going to talk about two players in particular. Those players are Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic. Two players for Chelsea that have long been underperforming, and I really think it's time for them to leave Chelsea, be done. I don't want to see them put on the shirt anymore. That being said, I know they will because the transfer window just ended, but I really think we need to focus on getting these players out in the next window in January. Okay. Before we really jump into the video, please like and subscribe to the video. I uploaded two videos yesterday, one on Todd Bowley's Chelsea and one on some of Liverpool's problems involving Trent Alexander-Arnold, their midfield lack of creativity, and so on. So please go check out those videos or any other video I've posted in the past few days. Make sure to like and subscribe and put the notifications on. I really appreciate it as we try to build up this audience. Okay, so let's just jump right into the video. Okay, we're going to start with Hakim Ziyech. This is a player who I was really excited when we signed from Ajax. Like, I thought he was going to be one of our best attacking players. I thought he was going to be this right winger that cuts in, goes into the middle, cuts in and scores. I thought he was going to score so many goals. I thought he was going to assist so many goals for, well, I guess the likes of Timo Werner and, Romelu Lukaku and such, but obviously that never happened. And originally, I think some of the blame, I think, was put on those strikers who were underperforming and who were not finishing chances. But I think over time, it's become abundantly clear that Hakim Ziyech is not good enough to play for Chelsea. He isn't good. He is injury prone. He constantly makes mistakes in games. He doesn't run that much off the ball. He constantly looks like he doesn't want to be at Chelsea. He has a bad attitude. He comes off the bench and he puts in, the minimum effort. He never looks like he's exerting himself and running. He never runs himself to the ground. And I'm kind of tired of it. Ziyech came in as the supposed wizard of Amsterdam, and he did superbly well in the Eredivisie. But he has had 6 good games for Chelsea in the 3 years since we got him. And I think enough is enough. He's played under 2 different managers, and he's looked terrible under both of them. Not to mention he's been under 2 different managers, and I think he's a contributing reason to why both Frank Lampard and Thomas Tuchel have gotten sacked, because he's kind of toxic in the dressing room. He seems like under Frank Lampard, we heard that Frank Lampard wasn't giving enough tactical discipline to the attackers, and Hakim Ziyech took a problem with this. And then Frank Lampard gets sacked. Thomas Tuchel comes in, and we hear, oh my God, I love how Thomas Tuchel is, is giving us all this tactical discipline, telling us where to be, what to be, and he didn't like that either. So we kind of went from one extreme to the other of Frank Lampard's kind of free-flowing attack to Thomas Tuchel's rigid, regimented form of attacking, and he didn't work for either. So why is he still in the team? And that's a really good question, because he has shown moments of quality. I'm not gonna lie and say he hasn't, but his moments of quality are sandwiched in between dog shit performance after dog shit performance. where we don't see him. We see him have one good game, he gets injured. Then he gets tired that he has to fight his way back in the team. But he only had one good game. You can't guarantee a starting spot in the team with one good game. And I think that's Ziyech's problem, is that he consistently underperforms, consistently gets injured, and consistently lacks the drive to fight for his place back in the team. And that's not to mention his attitude problems. He is literally one of the biggest egos I've ever seen on a player. He has the biggest ego I've ever seen on a player with the least amount of footballing ability to back it up. I talked in my video a couple days ago about Erling Haaland and how he has this incredible ego, but he has the footballing ability to back it up. And I would say Ziyech has a equal or not bigger ego than Haaland, with not even a tenth of the footballing ability. So I'm really just tired of Ziyech, and I think he should, F off back to Ajax or AC Milan or anywhere that's not Chelsea. Okay, moving on. Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic has to be one of the most controversial people to talk about. And that's because the U.S. men's national team fans are toxic as hell. They rate Pulisic as the LeBron James of soccer. And I'm only saying soccer here because that's what other Americans call it. Christian Pulisic is not the LeBron James of soccer. Or even if he is, he's not the LeBron James of football, because he is not the greatest of all time. LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time, to be debated with Michael Jordan and whatever. Christian Pulisic is not even the best American to ever play in the Premier League. I would argue that Clint Dempsey and Tim Howard have more established careers in the Premier League than Christian Pulisic does. His claim to fame, I guess he won the Champions League final, even though he didn't have too much of a part in the final. He came off the bench and squandered a really good chance that he definitely should have scored. But it's almost like you can't say anything bad about Pulisic without being attacked by a bunch of U.S. men's national team fans. So I think as an American, I felt it was my right and my responsibility to say something and let all of you know that Christian Pulisic is barely good enough to play in the Premier League. He is a Leeds or a Newcastle or an Aston Villa level player. He shouldn't be playing for Chelsea. He does not have the ability. He is far too injury prone. I mean, he literally cannot stay fit for more than 75 minutes. When he comes off the bench, he literally just looks terrible. He just takes the ball, dribbles into a player, loses the ball, doesn't track back. And that's all you see from Pulisic is bench appearances. Maybe he has a good game here or there, then he gets injured. Kind of like Ziyech. Both of them are terribly injury prone. So I think Pulisic really just needs to leave Chelsea. I think he should go back to the Bundesliga maybe. I think that was a good place for him. He kind of maybe suited the style of football. But then again, he also wasn't as great as people remember at Borussia Dortmund. He wasn't as good as Jadon Sancho was. He wasn't as good as Erling Haaland was. He wasn't as good as Jude Bellingham currently is. Out of the line of superstar talent that has come out of Borussia Dortmund, Christian Pulisic is probably one of the worst. He's not as good as Ousmane Dembele. He's not as good as Aubameyang. I think Chelsea really kind of blundered and made this punt on a player who was very marketable because of his American nationality and the growing American fan base of football. They thought, hey, let's buy this American player, young, talented, and let's see if we can grow our fan base, sell a lot of shirts. And you know what? That part might have worked. There's a lot of people who were fans of Chelsea only because we have Pulisic in the team. Yeah, but he's not a good player. He's a average player. And I don't see him getting that much better. So I think he needs to leave Chelsea as soon as pretty much humanly possible. So probably in January or maybe the summer. But it's time for Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic to leave. And with that, that is the video. I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. I'm still working on building up this channel, and any support I would really appreciate. And it shows a lot, just to know that people are enjoying it, and I'll keep doing it. And if people aren't enjoying it, I might still do it anyway, because I'm kind of enjoying it myself. So that's all I have for you today. Have a good day.